Right. So the fifth step is very important. Maintain paths. So directly go to fifth step. Okay. In the change mode, fifth step. Okay. Let me create a path now. Add. So for differentiation, I'll keep it bench in front of everything. So just I'm defining the path name. I clicked on add and I'm giving a path name. So it would be better always, as I told you, description should be same as your name, actual name.
Basically, the path should, it is empty. There is no default path. This is all path. It is created by
Okay, you don't find
ourselves,
default
or it is
path. You don't find default path in your system.
okay. Okay, so
No,
if
no, no.
we open trust system, the path will be trust, right? Means there is no path ID.
No, there will be default path will be available by default.
Okay. This one. Okay, got it.
This path will be
Okay,
available.
got it. Yeah. Default path is okay.
And remaining the ones which you are seeing here is created by somebody else. Okay. So now
Yes,
I
understood.
okay. So now I gave a name just to a path. My path name is Ben's new account, and description is also the same thing. Now what I'm doing is select the path now. So when you click the path, you can see the stages below. It is empty. But when I go to GRC default path, you can see the stages below. These are the stages under default path. Manager, role owner, security. So let me create in the same version. So Benj new account. Select that, and below click on add stage now. Add. So you need to enter the details of the stage. So let us name it as stage 1, and I'm giving it a name as BENZ underscore manager. Manager stage. Okay. Now for this stage, show details. Click on show details. You have to define the agent ID. This is, I told you, for every stage you have to tell what is the agent ID. So now I have to define the agent ID. So I am picking up from the standard agents. These are the standard agent IDs which are of API type. API type means system already ready-madely they have prepared. So here I have a agent ID called as GRAC manager. Just select that. This is a standard one. And approval type, I have these are two things, like any one approver and all approvers. So in that particular stage, if there are more than one approver, then only we can go for the second option called as all approvers. So generally, for in case take a role approver, a role owner. For a single role, there can be multiple owners. Imagine there are two owners, two role owners for a single role. So if you put all approvers, both the approvers have to approve. Role owner 1, role owner 2 has to approve. Only then the request will be approved from that stage. If you say any one approver, out of the two approvers, any one approves also, it will complete the stage and moves ahead with the next stage, moves to the next stage. Clear everyone? Approval type, any one approver or all approvers. If you have more than one approver and if you want all approvers to approve it in that particular stage, then select all approvers. If any one is fine, then you should select anyone. Say example, in security team we have 5 people, for example. In securities, when it comes to security stage, out of the 5 people, any one approve is enough. Approval from any one of the resource is enough. So then we go for any one approval. Now we have one more concept called as routing enabled here. So in this stage I don't want any routing as of now, so I'm leaving it empty. And escalation type is default. By default there will be some steps. I'll show you what are the escalation types available there in the first step. I'll come back and they'll show you. Now save this option. Just I have defined the agent ID only. I did not define the notification rule as of yet. Okay, for this stage. So select the stage. Now go click on notification settings. So this is where you define the notification details. To whom the notification should go, what type of notification should go, based on what action. So click on create event. What is the event? So the event is approved when manager is approving the request. What template should go to the people? So access request approved. That is a status mail. It will go to the requester first. Requester will get the notification saying your access request created, whatever the access request you have created has been approved by manager. That is the template I am sending to requester. And also when manager approves, it should also go to the next step, next stage, role owner. So here we don't have such concept called as a next stage or role owner. So the template is different template now. So it should go the template is this item. New work item. New work item means for the role owner that particular mail is a new work item, saying that the request has been approved by manager. Now it is in your stage or in the role owner stage waiting for your approval. That is the content of the mail. New work item. To whom this should be sent? To the current approver. So current approver according to the path is role owner. Once manager approves the request, the current approver will be role owner. When role owner approves the request, the current owner approver will be security. So instead of keeping that role owners, they have given current approvers. Save it. So this is so when the request is approved, notification will go to 2 people. One is requester and one is a current approver. Current approver in this case is role owner. The next stage we'll define here as role owner. And the mail formats also will be different for both of them. Suppose if the request is rejected, then the mail format is rejected, access request rejected. To whom it should be sent? Requester. And also the user, in case the user is a different person. If the access request is rejected, it goes to 2 people. Same mail goes to 2 people. The access request has been rejected, to requester as well as user. So total 2 events I have defined here, when it is approved and when it is rejected. Clear everyone? Any doubts so far? Notification settings for the first stage called manager. Right, close this. Now going to second stage, add. So stage number 2, let me write as role owner, BENZ underscore role underscore OWNER, role owner. Now agent ID, select the agent ID from here. So we have a standard agent ID, role owner, which is of API type. API type means it goes and checks in the access control owner's link and then in the BRM, standard one. And here again I'm selecting the approval type as anyone approver, and here I have a chance to enable the routing enabled. What is the routing enabled? Let us see the rule IDs available for routing. These are the 4 rule IDs we have. So here what we'll take is, so if we'll take it as mandatory, risk analysis as mandatory. So example, this one, GRAC MSMP detour SOD violation. SOD violation check routing rule. So when I am putting this, system will check for if user has any SOD violations. Routing level should be stage level. In that particular stage, it has to get diverted. Where it has to get diverted, that will define in the next path. That is in step number 6. Just I am enabling here. For first stage, I did not enable the routing. For second stage, role owner, I have enabled the routing. And what is the condition I have put here? The condition is SOD violations if found. What has to be done? So what has to be done will be defined in the next step. Here in the next step called as route mapping. Now again for this you need to do the notification settings. So click on notification settings, selecting the role owner, create. Same again, when role owner approves the request, access request approved, it will go to requester first, and then it also has to go to security when it is approved as a new work item. The template should be new work item to security. Current approver, that is nothing but current approver. Now when it is rejected, access request is rejected and it goes to requester as if the access request is rejected. And again rejected, access request rejected, unto user now, because always when it is rejected, user should get notification. The request is no more active. Closed. So we have defined the notification settings as well as the agent ID also. Agent rule and notification rules. Now the third stage, add. Stage number 3. Okay. Now write it here. You can search also actually, because SAP already has some stages available here like this. These are the stages created by me, and you can see the stages here. These are the standard stages already. These standard stages are already mapped with the standard agent IDs. For example, let me take this GRC security here. Now when I go to show details, agent ID is already filled. The reason is I have taken a stage which is standard. So if you don't take a stage which is standard, then you need to define the agent ID. So this GRC security means it will pick up from the access control owners table. Who are the approvers there defined? So it will pick up from there. Now I am not enabling any routing here. And now go to notification settings for this stage, security. When security approves the request, So approved means that is a final stage. So the mail format should be access request is closed, not approved anymore. And now it should go to user first, then requester also should get the same notification when it is approved. Access request is closed to requester. And that's it. We have no other person here. Only two people have to get notification. Okay, clear so far? Right. So only in the second stage I have enabled the routing, you can see here. And now coming to this one, which is called as modify task settings. So at a stage level, if you want to do additional restrictions you want to put up, so then you have to go to modify task settings. Say for example, in the role owner stage, I want to make risk analysis mandatory. Otherwise the request should not be approved. Only when the user, the approver does the risk analysis, it should be approved or it should allow to approve. So go to modify task settings. So in this screen you have a lot of settings, task settings like this. So I'll discuss few of them. Stop. Right. So here we have an option called risk analysis mandatory. It is empty. So we need to fill that option now. So that is how you make a risk analysis mandatory. So I'm keeping yes, and then yes when access changed. When there is no access is not getting changed, then no need of running it. So I'm keeping it yes, mandatory. In this step, mandatory. In this stage, comments mandatory. You can keep for rejection. Comments mandatory for approval not required. Rejection you can keep. So in case of you are rejecting the form in this stage, comments are mandatory. And then confirm rejection. So when he clicks on reject tab, system will again ask a question in a question format. A dialog box opens. Do you want to reject the form? Another dialog box opens. Confirm approval, same way. When you click on approve or submit, system will ask you, do you want to approve it? Yes. Again you have to click on yes. So that is the meaning of confirm approval and confirm rejection. So let me tick it here. I will not tick it from manager. You will not check it. You will not see for confirm rejection. And then you have reaffirm reject and reaffirm approve. Reaffirm in the sense when you try to approve or reject, the system will ask you for credentials again, your GRC credentials like user ID and password. Suppose you have opened the screen and you went away, somebody on behalf of you, so they came and clicked on approve or they are rejecting your request in your absence, then system will prompt for user ID and password if you select reaffirm reject and reaffirm approve. So like this, each setting has its own effect or configuration changes will be done according to the stages. And you have one more here, add assignment. What is the importance of add assignment is, suppose user has selected role 1 and role 2 in ECC system. If your ticket has add assignment, as a role owner, if the role owner feels that user has missed one more role, role 3, he can add that role without the user notice. So otherwise, if you untick it, he cannot add. Whatever user has selected, that will be the role selections. So generally we don't encourage this because that is a policy violation. What policy? User is not selecting it and we are submitting on behalf of user. So everything whatever user is filling, user has to select it. Hence we do not activate or do this activation here, add assignment. So reroute option. Reroute option means, suppose if approver is missing, we define the approver and again we reroute to the same stage again. So whether rerouting is available or not. So like this, all options will be. So if you want to check what is the impact of this each and every option, you need to check it, save the settings, go and test it. So only then you can observe. So this we can easily check it, confirm approval, confirm rejection, risk analysis mandatory, and then coming to approval level, very important. Request role we have. So generally we go for request. Rejection level also request. Suppose in case if you select request level as role, then what would be the impact? The impact would be, suppose user has selected 10 roles in the same system. Out of 10 roles, 5 roles are not correct roles, incorrect roles. He has selected 3 roles are incorrect, for example. They are related to some other functional module, not related to this user. So user wants to reject 3 roles and approve 7 roles. Then here the approval level should be role level. That is possible. Then that is possible. He can reject some roles and he can approve some roles. But if you put it as a request here, then he cannot approve at role level. Instead, as a whole he has to approve, or as a whole he has to reject. So if he approves, all the 10 roles gets assigned. If he rejects, all the 10 roles will not get assigned and the request gets cancelled. Okay, clear everyone the options? Any doubt here in this option so far, whatever we discussed?